Blockhead cryptocurrency news.
Crypto slow with more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Blockhead Sunday cryptocurrency news. So let's get right into it. First thing we're going to do is load up CoinMarketCap. Give a quick summary. Bitcoin sitting at 4,029. Market capitalization total 140 billion with BTC dominance of 50.5. As always, we're watching that BTC dominance. As it decreases a little, it's usually a signal for rally for the alts. Looking at your other top cryptos, Ethereum at 137 and Litecoin still holding steady at 60.34. It changed a little bit since I did the intro for the vid. Tron had a little bump up to 37, which is nice. But what everybody's talking about is Ravencoin. Yep, Ravencoin has had a insane pump. As you can see, let's go to the all 558. So it's pretty much pumping to an all-time, almost all-time high. Now, it's actually higher than it was in the last pump, but the BTC fiat value is less, so it's still actually lower. The original pump when BTC was around 6K was to like 1,000 sats, and we saw about a 7 cents price. We did see a little sell-off here. Looks like it went up to 6 cents, and we are trading well above the SMA EMA 50. So keep an eye on that. You know, there's several articles out there, and this is not meant to be FUD. I am a Ravencoin supporter, as you can see with my t-shirt. I love my Ravencoin, been in the project since the beginning. I did sell some of my bag on the way up, but I'm hoping to buy back in on a retrace. So this article just kind of talks about, you know, how it's just blowing up, and it is a little suspicious because, you know, we are still in a bear market, and this article basically saying that it was attacked by a pump group. But who knows? I think Raven's a great project, but as always, value needs to be transferred into these coins for them to be stable. And as of the moment, there's still a lot of legal for Ravencoin, so it is a more long-term hold. With that being said, mining it, forget about it. 179,000 on the difficulty and 11.93 terahash. That actually has dropped a little bit, but the coin rank is, you know, it's sitting pretty solid, 33. You know, once again, just be careful. Don't FOMO into it. I mean, if you were going to buy, I would at least let it retrace back to the 50. I mean, we're trading well off the line. You know, back down in here, 339-ish. And that's actually, let's look at that in sats. Let's see, that's 869. Yeah, so it's trading well above the averages right now. So just be careful. And as always, don't FOMO. Yeah, that's Ravencoin. Could Gemini reach Amazon's level in 10 years? So this is an article talking about the Winklevoss twins and Gemini. I do know that Gemini has more recently added have added ACH transfers, and I have considered using my Gemini account a little more. The one thing I don't like about Coinbase is the fact that it's UK based and stuff, and I always worry about that. If something were to happen, you could get funds trapped and you would have no repercussion. Where Gemini, I do believe it is in the States, but I could be wrong. I'll have to do a little more research. Maybe I'll do a specific video on Gemini and how to use Gemini as an exchange. But basically, Gemini would be your portal for fiat. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Now, the one thing that could be lacking is the fact that it's not a DEX, and I know Binance is the leader in that, as far as, you know, being a decentralized exchange where the security is higher and your coins are a little safer than on a centralized exchange. Cardano price prediction 88 aiming for the moon. First of all, anytime I see the word moon in an article, I'm going to be suspicious. Rises for the 5th consecutive week. Looking at Cardano, I tell you what, I bought this a while ago, not a ton, and all it did was go down. And you know, I mean, yeah, snooze there, Windows updates. I mean, look at the chart. This thing has just been smashed. Let's look at the USD. I'm not saying it's not a good project, but you know, they're talking smart contracts and stuff, and you have to think about this. Ethereum has thousands of developers and conferences, and Cardano, it shows one dude in his basement talking about how amazing this coin is going to be. I just don't think that they have. I'm not saying it's not a good coin. I just don't think the development is there. And when you compare it to Tron, the development seems light years behind in programming and smart contracts. So I mean, let's look at the 1 month. Yeah, it's moon. I wouldn't buy it right now. Maybe retrace back to about 4.42. Possibly buy a little bit. I don't know. But again, I just don't think Cardano has the support of the developers as much. I mean, I don't hear a lot of buzz about it, and I've been in the Telegram, and I'm just like, you know. So I don't know. Vitalik, I'll lose hope in humanity if Tron usurps Ethereum. So this is just an article talking about Ethereum versus Tron. Now, the funny thing about this is I kind of have a opposing opinion. Tron is a crypto that has been gamified. Tron is primary use right now is gamification and games and fast transactions. Ethereum really can't compete in this. Ethereum really initially was a fundraising platform for ICOs, and then because of legalities, that whole thing went out the door. STOs are the future. They'll be they'll be moderated, SEC, and they'll be legal. I would think for Ethereum, in that view, I think Ethereum is way overvalued personally. It's slow. There's a lot of production, but without the ICOs, I just don't see the value in ETH. Now, there could be. I'll have to do a little more research into ETH, but ETH is going to need to speed up. ETH is going to need to go the STO route because illegal ICOs are not the wave of the future. Those coins are getting shut down left and right. So, this whole battle between Tron and ETH, they both kind of serve different purposes. You're not really issuing. I mean, there is ICO quote activity on Tron, but it's kind of different. It's more about raising funds for platforms versus companies. And ETH was basically the father of all these scam ICOs in 2018, where everybody lost all their money. So, anyways, I just kind of see the coins as different purposes. So, check that article out if you're interested in ETH. And I honestly don't know why people hate on Tron. I mean, it's super fast. The games are fun, and people are using it, and it just doesn't make sense. They're like, oh, it's a crap coin. It's a crap coin. Yeah. So Ripple might lose its banking partnerships due to JPM coin phenomena. This is a great article because you know, you look at something, they're like, oh man, the banks are going to use Ripple. Ripple's going to go to $10 a coin. I think Ripple has some use, but once again, JP Morgan has billions of dollars. If they want to invent their own coin, they're not going to pay to use someone else's coin. Why would they give they're not going to give up control. You have to think about that. They're not going to give up control of the network. The network is more important than the money. And banks will just invent their own coin. They have the money to do it. They don't need Ripple. So I'm not saying Ripple doesn't have a lot of great technology and it's cool. It's just that these banks don't really technically need this. Which brings a whole nother point is the interim of a lot of these coins is going to be for companies to build their own centralized version of the company coin and call it a cryptocurrency. That's what people are going to do. That's what people are going to do. So even though it's not a real crypto, the thing is that people will make it user friendly. It's basically a tokenized digital credit, and these credits can flow around. So really a lot of companies already have points or credits. They just don't have it packaged up so that you can send it between wallets and trade it with your friends. That is what is going to be cool. Which brings me, I'm surprised Visa hasn't created a digital fiat, like a digital tethered token that you could send from person to person. That would be super cool too. So anyways, JPM coin phenomena. And that brings us to Bitcoin argues against centralized cryptocurrencies. Once again, the security of Bitcoin is pretty much unmatchable from the hash rate, which is supporting it. But they're talking about all these centralized currencies that run on nodes or run on master nodes and stuff. But it just further talks about centralized versus non-centralized. But here's the thing: if coins don't make their coins easy to use, then a lot of companies will come out with intermediate, quote, pseudo cryptos that aren't cryptos, but they'll make them user friendly, and people are going to use these digital credits, and they're basically going to think they have crypto, but it's really not crypto. So this goes back to the enthusiast versus the traditionalist versus a person. But the reality is a lot of this stuff is just not user friendly. I got a ledger, it was a couple months back. I went to use that thing. Man, the new ledger is 1,000 times more user friendly than the old ledger. The old ledger was just a pain in the butt to set up with these micro display and stuff. No phone integration, limited memory, but the new one kicks butt. And actually I have a link down below if you want to get one of those new Nano X's. They are pretty sweet compared to the old ledgers. The web needs a digital currency. The time for seamless micropayments. Now, this is a very good article, and I do agree with this. And this actually kind of brings about one of my ideas for a cryptocurrency. But this just kind of talks about it. If you think of the BAT browser and all that, that's kind of micropayments. Steam is kind of micropayments. I think the problem with micropayments, though, is it needs to be a tethered micropayment. And the reality is, I think the Tron USD tether is going to definitely help out this whole concept of micropayments, because it will be a stabilized value. And everyone's like, crypto. Well, getting the stabilized value is still very important. because people want to know if they get 10 cents, it's still worth 10 cents. And I think tethered micro payments are going to be the future for the web, for tipping and everything else. I mean, I don't want to get a tip and then it's worth half as much because the dang thing crashed, right? So, but anyways, that brings us to the end of the news, and then we'll talk about the DApp radar. So, looking at the DApps today on Tron, it looks like we're seeing a lot of ROIs. ROIs popping up left and right ever since the success of Bankroll. But, you know, here's the word of warning and caution. You know, look at Black Pearl. Dead. So the ROI is down to 133,562. So this thing has been contracting at a very, very fast rate, and it will soon be zero. And actually, I haven't checked the media token. Let's see, backup sites, games not active. I'm sure the media token is just crushed. Yeah, actually, I'm surprised it's still 23 cents. But, you know, that kind of brings us back that a lot of these ROIs will fail. They will fail unless they have an ecosystem to support the daily ROI. So like here's another one, 100 ROI, 100, 25% a day, 50% a day, 100% a day. How do you make 100% in a day? Oh, yeah. So that makes me suspicious. So again, be careful with the ROIs that don't have some kind of plan to support the ROI. I mean, the ROI can't be the only thing. You're going to have feeder dApps that basically keep this thing going. Nothing else jumping out at me too much. I know Tron Crush and a couple others are not on the radar, are launching. Like I said, I'm not really getting into any other ROIs. I'm already in Bankroll and pretty happy with what the roadmap is for that. But a very cool one is crypto racing. So this is pretty cool. Like you get in here, let me make sure I'm on the right. Yeah, okay. So it loads up. It's got some cool music. So you buy cars, you get parts. I have not seen what the arena looks like or the actual racing, but this is pretty cool. I like it. Doesn't seem to be functioning yet. I clicked on it and I tried to, it looks like I can buy a car and do some other things. Crafting, arena, yeah, racetrack. I'm not really sure exactly how this works. Let's see. I think I'm broke. And I need some more Tron. But anyways, check out Crypto Racing. It looks fun. Should be pretty cool. The other game I've been playing is this darn Tron Orator. Kind of waiting for the first payout. The dividends, 1 Ruby is 34.10. So I've got about 40. I have had a couple good runs on this where I turned a couple hundred into 1,000 or 2,000. I do think that if these guys don't come out with their dice game, which is Bash, after the launch on after the div payout on April 1st, so the divs are supposed to pay out April 1st. This site's going to have trouble if they don't get those dice going, because this game is fun, and it's fun for a bit, but it will lose novelty quick. And also the randomness. This thing goes on smashing sprees where you get like 5 very, very low reds in a row. It doesn't seem to make sense, doesn't seem as random, but it's still fun, and if you play it right. What I've been doing is you can customize the auto escape. I go like 1.25, 1.24, and I'll just play that. Maybe throw a bigger game value out there once in a while. But other than that, it's a fun game. But once again, they need to come out with their Bash dice game soon, or you will see this fail. Moving on to Bankroll. Bankroll's looking good. Contract balance is 88 million. Total deposits 100 million. So this thing is still soaring. Just in case you didn't know, there is a stats page now where you can click on it and see all kinds of cool things. Distributions, last 24 hours, last 7 days, all time. So pretty cool. The walkthrough video, as always, which is a tutorial on using Bankroll. Click on that if you're new to it, and I've got the link down below if you want to help support the channel. Social up here is for the Telegram. Guys are pretty supportive and helpful in there, but what everyone's waiting for is Bank Luck, the big Bank Luck launch, hopefully coming next Saturday. And as I've stated, my theory for it is, I think it's not going to be coin flip. I think it's going to be dice. It just makes sense. But I think it will be dice with a twist that we've never seen before done in dApps. I just kind of think it's going to happen that way. So as always, all my links are down below if you want to help support the channel. Get one of these cool FlexFit hats, Bitcoin, or a Ledger Nano X pre-order. I have those links down below. Link for Bankroll and Tron Orator if you'd like to get into the dungeon. But appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe if you like this content. Blockhead news delivered every Sunday. This is Crypto Slow. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking.